I am Ibrahim Abalde, and this is QTV News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main local and sports news headlines. As he and his family registered for it, President Barrow called Gambians to support newly launched electronic birth certificate program. Oil marketing companies have raised concerns about challenges they face and the impact on their businesses of the government's latest fuel retail prices. Gambia's Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure on Wednesday launched an initiative aimed at replacing old and displaced road signs to ensure road safety and reduce accidents. The Q Group Foundation visited some flood victims in the West Coast region on Tuesday and donated $50,000 to each of them to commiserate with them following last week's devastating floods. In sports news, a day after winning silver in judo for Gambia at the Commonwealth Games, Fainjai has spoken of his pride at getting his accolade. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. Following the launch of the electronic birth certificate program, President Barrow on Wednesday called on Gambians to support the program, describing it as a big achievement for his government. QTV's Ansumana Isonyasi reports.
First to enroll in this monumental program is the First family, First Lady Fatoumata Bah Barrow and Lady Sayo Mbalo Barrow and their children and President Barrow. Present at this symbolic exercise is Dr. Melville George and Bai Marsen, Board Chairman and CEO of the National Health Insurance Scheme, respectively, and other senior government officials. Following his registration, President Barrow says this is a historic moment as the country edges ever closer to morphing into a digitally oriented nation that seeks to digitalize such important processes, and explains the significance of this new electronic birth certificate and health insurance scheme.
It's two in one. You have a health insurance card and also you have a birth certificate. I think it is overdue for us to have electronic birth certificate. We need data. We need to have record, safe record keeping for that matter. So this process is very, very important. It's important for every Gambian, especially the health insurance. So that's why, as head of state, I think it was important for me to do the same process so that I have the health insurance card and also have my birth certificate and an electronic system. So this is a big achievement for our country because now it's all about IT, it's all about data. The world is moving forward, so Gambia cannot be an exception.
President Barrow calls on the public to support this program by taking advantage of the ongoing registration process.
It would not have happened without the commitment of the entire government and the commitment of our minister and his technical team. So on that note, we thank everybody and we congratulate everybody. I think this is just the beginning. In development, during our time, I think the sky will be the limit. Let everybody come out in their numbers to come and register. I think the registration is very important. It's for your own good. It's for your own security. And health is key. Health is important. You cannot do anything in life if you are not healthy.
Health Minister Dr. Ahmadou Lamin Samate explains the process of registering and what impact this program will have on the country's health sector.
They are going to be, the entire country is going to be covered. This process is going to go on for 3 months minimum, and with possibility of extension. But we want everybody to come and get it done now. The idea of doing it now is, of course, the birth certificate, the old version is going to be replaced entirely by this new one. So it makes sense for everyone to get this new one. The insurance card, we all need to be registered so that by the time the scheme starts, the time that people carry the card to enter a health facility and get services, by that time, every one of us would have had a card.
This is the first time a digital birth certificate and health insurance scheme is being launched in the Gambia. The registration for both programs is free for all citizens. However, the health insurance scheme is subject to renewal every 3 years. Answane Sonyasi for KTV News.
Well, that's a brilliant initiative there. Now, at a press conference, the oil marketing companies have raised concerns about challenges they face and the impact on their businesses of the government's latest fuel retail prices. The oil marketing company says the government's latest fuel prices caused them significant losses, making them unable to proceed with businesses under such circumstances.
Oil marketing companies gathered at the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI, to discuss their shared concern over the government's new fuel retail price. They emerged from the meeting with a message of frustration and dissatisfaction regarding the government's latest retail price for fuel. Mamadou Haidara, the general manager of Jar Oil Company, reads out a joint press statement on behalf of his business colleagues.
The new prices for August were set by the Minister of Finance and Minister of Petroleum without consultation with the OMCs, thus breaching the norms set by the committee. This current pricing means that we will not be able to continue importing and selling fuel to the public as it cannot cover the costs of importation of fuel and other costs not provided for by the government pricing instrument. For example, you cannot logically force a shopkeeper to sell a product costing $10 at $7, as it will force the shopkeeper to shut down his businesses.
The Gambia government, through the Ministry of Finance and in consultation with the Ministry of Petroleum and regulatory body PIRA, regulates and sets monthly retail prices for diesel and petrol prices in the country. Also, it is usual practice that government does this in consultation with the oil marketing companies.
We urgently call on the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Finance, and the Minister of Petroleum to review the current price in consultation with the OMCs to avoid further disruption to our economy, which is already in a difficult situation. We hope that the government will take immediate and necessary steps to remedy the situation by Friday, the 5th of August, 2022, to ensure continuity and stability in the petroleum sector and the economy.
Retail prices for petrol and diesel have increased in the government's latest pricing, with petrol increased from $78.76 to $79.89, while diesel increased from $73.78 to $75. The oil marketing companies say the new pricing makes profit-making impossible for them.
The cut is how much, Mohammed? How many percent?
About 66%.
Something like that. So those suppliers, we are not the problem. Those suppliers will refuse to sell us the product to dispense to the public with the price government has set up for the fuel. So what will happen is, if we cannot buy, it means we run out of product and the country will run out dry. As we are speaking, our old stock that we bought at a higher premium, they are forcing us to sell it at a very cheap premium. That's why we are making about, how much? 60-something% loss. So this is it. It's not tenable.
Due to the COVID-19 recovery and the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, global fuel prices have continued to rise. The crisis has also raised importation and retail costs of fuel in the Gambia, with consumers feeling the brunt. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Mohamed Lamin Choi there. Now, the Gambia ranks among the world's worst for road safety. As part of efforts to address this, Ibrahim Silla, the Gambia's Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, on Wednesday launched an initiative aimed at replacing old and displaced road signs to ensure road safety and reduce accidents. Aliou Cisse reports.
The activity is part of the National Road Authority and the Road Safety Technical Working Group 2022 Action Plan to ensure the safety of road users. The 172 high reflector signs will replace the old and displaced signs on the roads to enable the police carry out enforcement where a driver is found violating traffic rules. Globally, the Gambia is among those countries registering the highest number of road accidents. This is something that Ibrahim Silla, the Gambia's Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, believes the new signs will help to address through orderly traffic. He advocates joint efforts by all actors to realize this agenda.
We have done a lot, but we still need to do more. Attitudinal changes, the infrastructure needs to be improved. The protective signs need to be available all over, and the police also have to enforce effectively and efficiently. If we all do our work, and the drivers and the road users will also have to show responsibility in ensuring that they care for their lives, they care for the lives of the other road users, but also they care for the lives of communities that lie directly on some of these routes.
Many have blamed the increased road accidents on there being too many irresponsible drivers. Mamadou Senghor, Managing Director of the National Road Authority, said the road signs are another way to dictate how drivers should use the route.
Buy more because this would not suffice for the whole network, but over time we'll also increase, and procure more so that, of course, our whole network can be covered with signs. As I said, to also facilitate not only enforcement, but also for other road users as well.
Mamadou Gassama of the World Health Organization and a member of the Road Safety Working Group welcomed and applauded the ministry for conceiving the idea to replace old and displaced road signs.
What we are seeing here is a demonstration of, your commitment to implementing global standards, global requirements, global strategies, global action plans for road safety. One of them key is road safety education. And this is exactly what we are here for. Road safety education is important because these are the communication tools.
Nuha Jabi, a representative of the Gambia Transport Union, observed there is lack of road signs and hopes the new signs will serve their purpose. He urged drivers to respect the signs to avoid road accidents.
As the Transport Union, we are very happy to receive this presentation here because we all know the road condition in this country, obviously, especially this greater Banjul area. Like we don't have road signs in our traffic, and this more challenges to some of our drivers because like there are so many drivers, they know the signboards, but you cannot see any traffic signboard along our roads. So therefore you cannot know where to overspeed and where not to overspeed.
The NRA, together with other stakeholders, will coordinate the installation of the new signs at different strategic locations, especially within the Greater Banjul area initially. However, the new signs will make no impact without drivers and pedestrians recognize their importance of and their part in controlling traffic and saving lives. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
That story there by Aliou Cisse will take us to our first commercial break. When we return, we have more local and sports news stories. Do stay tuned.
Have you been looking for the perfect indoor router with long-range Wi-Fi coverage and faster internet speed connecting all your smart devices? Well, we present to you the QCell Indoor Router, a router that has all you need and much more. For just $4,275, you can get 4G plus internet speed, wide coverage, and connect up to 15 devices. That's not all. The indoor router can be used for both office and home needs. So, enhance your internet experience with our indoor router. For more info, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sinubus, we innovate, others follow.
It may not be my birthday day, but I just want to celebrate.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. Now, the Q Group Foundation visited some flood victims in the West Coast region on Tuesday and donated $50,000 to each of them to commiserate with them following last week's devastating floods that left many families homeless. More in this report.
The Q Group Foundation is the philanthropic arm of the Q Group of companies. Over the years, the foundation has earned an admirable reputation as one of the leading philanthropic establishments in the country, offering support to the poor and the less privileged, especially in the health and education sectors. This is not the first time the foundation has embarked on such humanitarian support. Following last weekend's devastating floods, the foundation is extending support to flood victims, beginning in the West Coast region. Celestine Jaju and her family are one of the worst hit families in Tujereng. They have lost everything to the floods, and very little remains of what was, until Saturday night, the family's home, which is now reduced to rubble. It is an unpleasant sight that leaves the family of 5 heartbroken and helpless. If not for this intervention by the Q Group Foundation and the benevolence of neighbors, this family have nowhere to go or even food to survive on. They lost everything. Celestine thanks the Q Group Foundation for the support.
We appreciate this support. It means a lot to us. It's a difficult moment for us, but we have faith and we thank God that there were no fatalities. We have been living here for 6 years now, but never have we experienced anything like this.
In Brufut, the foundation also extended support to several victims, including the families of Salijang and Mohamed Lamin Jaune, who received $50,000 and $25,000 respectively. And like other victims, they also thanked the Q Group Foundation for the support.
We appreciate this support. It couldn't have come at a better time. We want to thank the Q Group Foundation for supporting us. This flood has left us with almost nothing. 2 of our buildings collapsed, and we are still struggling to come to terms with what happened. But we really appreciate this support.
It's not only me here, all the neighbors are affected. You can see the fence. You can see it for yourself. So I thank you very much, and I appreciate your kind gesture, and I hope God will pay you, and I hope the Q Group will move from strength to strength.
One of the worst affected families in the West Coast is the Gajaga family in Mariamakunda. Here, one of the family members is said to have sustained injuries after she tried to remove some of their belongings from the house as it collapsed. They were given $50,000 by the Q Group Foundation as support. Omar Let, on behalf of the Q Group, sympathized with the victims and assured them of the Q Group's preparedness to always support Gambians, especially in times like this.
We've heard of the devastation which is caused by the rain and some other factors. So we got the information through QTV. So we were asked by our boss at the Q Group Foundation to come and check on it, to verify for ourselves. We're here, we know we cannot do it all. The Q Group cannot do it all, but we'll try a little to give you a starter.
The Q Group Foundation was registered in 2016 as the philanthropic arm of the Q Group of companies, through which the group streamlines and channels all its initiatives and interventions towards the nation's development agenda. Antoine Sonyasi for QTV News.
Early on Wednesday morning, some parts of Basse and its surroundings were flooded due to a heavy downpour. The heavy rains damaged or destroyed houses, foodstuff and valuables. Our reporter Alaji F. Jallo went to the scene and files in this report.
Less than 24 hours after flash floods caused devastation in the Greater Banjul area and grabbed the headlines, Heavy rain now threatens disaster in URR if the drainage system is not addressed. On Wednesday morning, the communities of Kabakama, Sambatako, Basending and Giroba woke up to realize that the area was flooded. According to the residents, this has been the trend for the past 4 years, and the problem is largely blamed on the newly constructed roads, which appear to be without a proper drainage system. At the scene, the governor of URR, Sambaba, and the chairman of Basi Area Council for the Danjo said this problem has been reported many times to their line ministry with no action being taken to address it. They call on the ministry and all stakeholders to take swift action to end this recurring nightmare.
The responsible here, particularly coming to Giroba and Sambatako, is because of, I think, at least a very good road reserve and canals are not docked that is going to empty to the main river. What happened is, yes, the road has passed, but now the other factor of it, that is the drainage aspect of it, was not factored properly. And basically, honestly, that is what we are facing right now. You are going to see, yes, at some point there are certain compounds that we are demolished. But in some point when the road passes, there are certain compounds that are sitting on the waterway. So as a result, if those compounds are not demolished or the fences are not demolished for the water to pass, what do you expect to happen? The water is going to retreat back to the people's settlement, and this is exactly what happened. And this is over 3 years now. I have been coming to these settlements more than 3 years now, and I have been telling them the same thing, and I have been reporting this to Ministry of Works, to NRA, and little has been done about it. You see, and then the other thing also is, yes, the problem can be solved, but without the authorities taking their stand, that is the people responsible so that demolition takes place, the Chinese, the people who are working here, Lunjen, will never do the demolition. And because even this was something that I discussed with them. And when I discussed with Lunjen, told us was, when you look at the road reserve that is there, it's so narrow that you cannot even construct what you call a canal that is going to serve as a drain for the water. Yes, the road sides, you have the canal, what you call the drain, but that drain is for the water that is on the road to get in. But the water that is coming from the other, what you call angles, are something that are yet to be addressed.
This thing has not been happening here for the 4 years ago. It was the last 3 years that this thing has started. The reason of that is because of the construction of the road. I think during the construction of the road, there are some of the issues that were compromised that led to these things. But I think there should be a permanent solution to it now. We cannot be coming here every year during rains to come and sympathize with them, to come and assist them. No. I don't think that should be a solution. We should have a permanent solution. And the permanent solution is all stakeholders to come on board for us to sit and discuss, to have a table conference, discuss the issue, look for a permanent solution on this. And the permanent solution, as far as this case is concerned, is for us to have waterways. I think and I believe we do not have enough waterway on this road. I mean, if we have enough waterway on the road, I'm 100% sure such a thing will not happen here.
The victims in all the affected areas expressed their frustration that several efforts and protests were made to the relevant authorities to address this menace, but to no avail.
I think they said they went to make a gutter where the water will, if the water comes from the from the hill, it will pass, then go to the swamp. But there is nothing done. For all these 3 years, there is nothing done. You can see even in the compounds, everywhere is floating. So nothing is done from the road construction.
Insate ko na manken dammati nsafo non tol men bebe sila dala komi men na tiñaro warta doti wala be je barin tol men be sila dala jangiro ba kunda kono men na korda man tiña men na jiyo man dum men na bun kono amansiya
parce que min mebi do dubi capande je pawdi ndiyam meda na de galle ko be ciani sa be mari ngol lawol mari laabi ndiyam di ko dum addan men de tampere.
According to the Department of Water Resources, this year's rainy season will witness above normal rainfall. Over the last fortnight, that forecast appeared to have been borne out. If this situation persists and no action is taken to address this problem holistically, residents fear greater destruction when the rain reaches its peak. Reporting for QTV News in Basse, I am Alaji A.F. Jallo.
Well, an unfortunate incident there. And now let's shift our attention to some sports news. Gambian silver medalist Fai Njie has spoken about his accolade as he made history on Tuesday, winning the first Commonwealth Games medal for his country since they last won one 52 years ago. Our sport reporter Mamadou Gaja has more.
Fainjai says he is happy to win a medal for his country, the Gambia, in the men's judo 73-kilogram category. He narrowly lost to England's Dan Powell in a close affair in the final, settling for the silver medal.
Well, of course, it's a huge achievement, and I'm feeling great about this medal and itself, and I feel the gold medal was close, and it could have been possible as well, but yeah, the final was great, and I feel like this was a new chapter in my career.
In just under 2 weeks, Fainjai will again compete for the Gambia in the Islamic Solidarity Games in Konya, Turkey. He says he wants to better his silver medal performance by going for gold.
Yeah, hopefully. There are Islamic Games coming in 2 weeks, so I will continue my training here, and hopefully the gold will be in Turkey.
Reporting for QTV News from Birmingham, England, I am Umudu Gachaga.
Well, viewers, this is all we have for you in this bulletin. Join us at 10 o'clock for more news. Thank you very much for watching.